You know what? When I dropped you off, we had a really good time. Remember that?
No! Stop pushing me! Stop pushing me! You're hurting my elbow!
I'm not hurting you. I have to undo your seatbelt.
We have to do this. I'm sorry.
No, you don't!
Yes, you
Yes,
actually do. Sophie, Elise, that is not appropriate.
Stop!
Please, Sophie, come here. This is ridiculous.
Call the police. It's no idea.
That's right. You got 3 hours.
Yeah, you know how long it took to get her in the car? What do you just fake her?
Stop! You better stop! Right now! He's pulling my leg out me!
We're open already.
Please
Open the door.
Yes, 43-67.
This is insane. So wrong, Michael.
I didn't do anything.
We had a really,
Okay,
really good
please step
relationship.
out of my vehicle. If you can't get her to come out of the vehicle at her own will,
We
I
had
don't
a
see this as
really, really
appropriate.
good relationship.
I don't like you. Stop coming up to me. Well, that's how you're acting.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't get up.
Stop!
We're just asking questions.
And I'm going to. I'm not coming. Well, don't. You're trying to pull me out of the car whenever I'm happy, and you don't need to be concerned. I need any of it. I'm not going. I'm tired of it.
You felt so bad about yourself. How did you get this whole beat in the morning when you were
All right. So in case you guys didn't know who Sophie Long was, that's who Sophie Long is. Yes, Daily, I'm going to get to all that. So that video happened in September of 2020. We all know we were all basket cases. Everything went on lockdown in May and June, April, May, and June. Things were not even back to normal in September. And here comes this case. Nothing more than a cute little 9-year-old girl with blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes claiming sexual abuse to people that have been sitting in their house for months with nothing else to do but watch the internet. Well, the reason why I'm saying that is when this happened, I didn't buy it. I really didn't buy it. I didn't touch it because of that. I wanted to believe it. But once you hear a custody fight, I knew that was it. I was done after that. A tumultuous custody fight, I knew there was way more to this story than letting on. So that's what we're going to get into today. So let me say hi to everyone. Welcome. My name is Laura, aka Perplex QT. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I do have to fix something. Give me 1 second. Hold on. What? Okay. Now it's on. Okay. So then the internet got involved, exactly. But the internet got involved because, I mean, the internet kind of had no choice but to get involved because everybody was sitting around for hours and months and months and months doing nothing but watching things on the internet. Anita, remember when I just played the video, but remember the girl from September that claimed child abuse? Mom and dad, they raised over $200,000. Well, dad raised over $200,000 on social media, through social media. That's who the Longs are. There, like I said, there was something about the dad I did not like to begin with. There was something about him that threw me off. I'm like, I'm not liking this guy at all. I felt like he was kind of setting her up in a way. But for those of you that need a real quick reminder, here's a real quick reminder besides the video of what her video actually sparked. I should have played it before, but I forgot. So bear with me a second.
Tonight, a Central Texas police chief is setting the record straight about a child custody case that's garnered global attention. News 10's Rissa Shaw has more on the local connection to a Texas girl named Sophie, whose story has ignited a heated movement against child abuse.
Halfway between Frisco and Seguin is the small town of Lacey Lakeview, Texas. You guys are involved literally because you're in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
Stuck in the middle of it.
Yes, ma'am.
The city is now part of a child custody dispute that's garnering worldwide attention involving a 9-year-old girl named Sophie, who in July made an outcry she was sexually abused in her mother's care. Feeling helpless, Sophie's father took to social media, posting videos to garner support in his battle for custody of Sophie and her brothers.
The video that I saw gives the impression that this little girl was sexually assaulted in Lacey Lakeview and that we're not taking any action on that. And that's the furthest from the truth. Number one, the little girl was never sexually assaulted in our city.
Michael Long lives in Seguin. Sophie's mother, Kelly, lives in Frisco. However, they would meet in Lacey Lakeview to exchange the children. And on August 18th, Lacey Lakeview police responded to a dispute during one of those exchanges in the Starbucks parking lot.
When we arrived at the dispute, there was no dispute. The officers spoke with the mother, they spoke with the father and the child. The child indicated she was okay. The child left with her father and everything was peaceful.
3 days later, Long called Lacey Lakeview PD saying Sophie was hurt by her grandmother while trying to remove her from his car. The corporal who spoke to Long over the phone is now on administrative leave.
The call was less than desirable, and I can assure you some training is going to be done in that regard. That is a matter that's being reviewed right now.
Chief John Truitt wants to be clear. Frisco PD is investigating Sophie's original outcry of sexual abuse, but his agency did open an injury to a child investigation, which will be turned over to the DA's office once complete. In Lacey Lakeview, Rissa Shaw, News 10.
Okay, so that's who they are. In case you forgot, needed a reminder. I've always believed the dad was coaching. I always believed there was something shady going on with the dad. Didn't know what it was, just kind of stayed away from the case. I said what I had to say in the beginning, but it was such a slippery slope because God forbid I was wrong and this girl was being totally abused and sexually abused. I would have lost everybody and I would never have any credibility. And going against the grain in a child case like that, even if I'm right, which I still don't know if she was abused or not, or by who, but going against the grain like that, I'm not trying to be critical K. Like there's a million other cases out there. I'll just stay away from this one. What's up, Irish? Hey, Yarn. And that's kind of how I felt with it. Like, let me just stay away. So they go back to court and they, a lot of people were at Juju. There were millions of people were $212,000 he raised. So everything seemed legit. He got custody while this custody fight was going on, which is what he wanted. Well, it turns out that his wife at the time found out that he was cheating with one of the girls that was working on the Facebook page. They're now together, but turns out he was cheating on her, and the whole case turned into a drama fest from every which angle. I know 10 to Life, who was very invested in it, did not want to lose her credibility as a crime fighter. I call everybody crime fighters, but she didn't want to lose her credibility on YouTube by because she was very close with the family, and especially Michael, like he was her spokesperson, and she gained like 80,000 subs from this case. So she was not trying to destroy all that in one case. So she backed out. She pulled away, and she said, "Hey, look, I'm not associated with them anymore. I'm not doing anything with them anymore. Like, let's just back up." And she backed away from it and moved, on to other cases. And then I heard she got pregnant or something, and she's pregnant now, but she moved on to other cases. So lo and behold, nothing is said. Mom gets back custody, whatever. It's time for dad to give back Sophie. And hey, Tiff. And nothing happened. Never showed up. But in the process of all this, they had it 3 months ago. They shut down the GoFundMe because dad was totally screwing up. Dad was once dad started cheating, the stepmom turned on the dad, saying that he's a cheater, and he ran off with this one. It just became a big fucking disaster, total disaster. So lo and behold, a couple of days ago, the stepmom puts up a long post. I'm going to read it. It says, "First, I would like to thank all of you for your dedication to the kids and their well-being. I would like to clear some things up and put an end to the rumors so that we can focus on one thing that matters, a child's safety. I'm not under a gag order, and I've never been served with papers or told verbally. Sophie is missing. Orders were issued to Michael on Wednesday, July 7th, 2021, to have her given to a family member. I know that Sophie has told me herself she loves and trusts. She was not going back to the mother's home at this point. Michael left the courthouse, and officials were sent to retrieve Sophie, but they were already gone. Sheriffs are actively looking for Michael. Michael's psych eval did not come back favorably, and Sophie is not in a stable place with him or the people that he may be surrounding her with while they avoid court orders here in Texas." All right, let me say this. This is all fine and dandy, but all this shit should have been done before, like when the whole case first started. And this is what I had tried to say initially, is that, yeah, it's all fine and well now. Why didn't he have a psych eval in the first place? Why didn't they make sure he had a psych eval in the first place? Why is it now all of a sudden like, oh, he's not in a stable place? Don't you think this shit should have been ordered immediately before this ever even started? This is the kind of stuff I don't understand. They could, they rallied $200,000, $212,000 to be exact, about what a wonderful father Michael is and how beautiful of a person he is. And he's just a caring dad and blah, blah, blah. So why weren't you there for him then? Why didn't you do this then? Like, this is the kind of shit that drives me nuts about people like this, cases like this. It's ridiculous. So then she says, my mother-in-law, Jean Long, was questioned by those involved with the case, law enforcement, and claims she has no knowledge of where Sophie, Michael, or my father-in-law, John Long, are. John and Jeannie Long have deleted their Facebook profiles, Jeannie yesterday and John today. Given concerning things said by Michael, please do not approach them or post where they are on social media. Hold on. Or where they are. Please contact law enforcement so they can work with the sheriffs here in Texas. Number 8, in regards to an alert or an official statement from law enforcement, I have been asking the same questions to the representative of the court that I've been in touch with since Thursday. I can't give any more concrete specifics on the situation at this time. Please do not pollute the genuine information with speculation and rumors. This will only make it harder to find Sophie. Michael has been threatening to run with her for some time now. All officials involved are aware of the threats to stay on the run permanently and are taking this situation seriously. At least they assure me they are doing everything they can to recover her safely. Please read this carefully. Again, discretion is really important if you have reliable knowledge of Sophie's location. We don't need to place anyone in any situations that are unsafe by sending people who are not in law enforcement their way. Thank you. And I agree with that. The thing that bugs me, though, that really bugs me, you were married to him. You don't know what his mental state is? This man, like, how did you not see it? I understand not seeing, being with somebody, but come on. This is his current wife at the time. People can say you're just jaded because he cheated on you. Like, this is where the drama comes in. There's just so much drama to it because you can't prove that you're just not a scorned wife. And now all of a sudden you realize how fucked up the person is, or like, come on, you know this ahead of time. So it's just that kind of stuff bugs me, because when you're in a custody fight, you have to do psych evaluations. You can't tell me these psych evals weren't done previously. They had to have been done in the beginning because it's part of how they place a child, especially in a tumultuous custody fight like this. That, they took custody away from the father. They took custody away from the mother and gave it to the father without doing any kind of psych eval. Okay. Texas is fucked up. They're not that fucked up. Like, I really don't believe they're that fucked up. Not from what I've seen with this custody case. So then 10 to Life wrote something as well, which is pretty good. And she said, I don't know any details and I'm unsure what is true or not, but it's being reported that Sophie Long's whereabouts are currently unknown and she is missing. Allegedly, her father, Michael Long, was expected to bring her to a family member on Wednesday and he never arrived. It's unclear if he is on the run with Sophie or if he is refusing to turn her over until he files a new motion with the court, a delay tactic that seems to be a pattern of his. It's been said, but not confirmed, that the reason an official Amber Alert has not been filed yet due to the nature of the current custody agreement. However, it is being said that the sheriff is actively looking for Michael. Again, not confirmed. Michael is rumored to be with his father, John, and possibly his girlfriend, Alyssa. If you see them, please call your local police department with the details and advise them to contact the Sequin Police Department in Texas. Do not approach Michael, as it's being reported that he is mentally unwell and potentially dangerous. Now he's dangerous. Ridley, I'm going to get to all that in 5. Once I'm done with this, I am going to address all that. Because that's a very, very important factor. I agree with you. So let me finish reading this first. He's potentially dangerous. Regardless what your personal opinions are on the case, there is a child who is allegedly missing. So please keep Sophie and her family in your prayers, and please share this post so that if others spot her, they can contact their local police department. Reminder, this info has not been confirmed by the police, but rather has been stated directly by KC, which is Courtney, the stepwife, and an alleged friend of KL's. Okay. First of all of a sudden, 10 to Life and all these other people are saying that he's now dangerous. You didn't think he was dangerous initially. You didn't think he was dangerous when you automatically, started Stand With Sophie. How come that is? How come nobody wanted to check into this guy? Maybe he's the one that was molesting her. Maybe he's doing something, and that's why he doesn't want to bring her return. This was my thoughts originally. So now all of a sudden, Michael's dangerous. Okay. But he wasn't dangerous for $212,000 to be gained in GoFundMe. He wasn't dangerous then. So one thing I definitely want to point out, though, and this goes with the news report too, is that the police are not involved. I mean, they are, but they're not. The police cannot step in during a custody fight. It is not their job. It is not a criminal matter. It is a civil matter. And this is the biggest fallacy in custody fights. Now, with that said, though, when it comes to a custody fight and it comes to visitation and handing over a child, they were, I can't remember if they were ever married or if they just, yeah, I think they were married. But either way, they're married. They each have a right to their child. They each have rights to their children. Michael taking off with her is not the crime. The crime is there's a court order that states that he needs to give the child back. Once that court order is filed, in place, and sealed, it's no longer a parenting issue. Now it's a court issue. So now you can be found in contempt of court, which is still technically a civil matter. If they want to charge him with kidnapping, then it becomes a police matter. But they don't even know what jurisdiction he's in. They don't know what state he's in. So he could, if he's out of Texas, there's nothing Texas can do. Texas courts can get somebody to go after them. Texas courts can say, okay, we're going to find blah, blah, blah. We're going to find Sophie and Michael Long. We need the police on it. We need to allocate this police. Then the police are involved. But at no point can Kelly, which is the mom, at no point can the mom call the police and say, my ex kidnapped my child. They would say, go to the courts. Unfortunately, that's just the way custody works. Custody fights work, is that she would have to say, they would have to go through the courts. Once the courts tell the cops to get involved, not a problem. And it's all a matter of what the DA chooses to go after them. If they're going after him for kidnapping, yes, it's a police issue given by the courts. If they choose not to go after him, then for kidnapping and they just want Sophie back, it's a contempt issue. Either way is going to do jail, but it's just a contempt issue. It's how it works in every state, Anita. This is the sixth separate person he has accused. All of it false. System is so messed up that they allow this child be with. I totally agree with that, Ridley. Totally agree. People need to keep their eyes open for this girl. The problem is, Undertale, this is a huge country. Who knows where the fuck he is? The only thing that he has kind of going, he's traveling with his dad. Why are you traveling with a 67-year-old man or an 87-year-old man? I mean, his father's old. Hey, Reagan, I don't understand why he would be traveling with his dad. So that's, if anyone has an answer for that, let me know, because I can't figure that out. I just can't figure out why they would do that. If I'm going to travel, if I'm going to take off with my kid, the last thing that I'm doing is bringing an old man with me. That's just going to like weigh it down. And they may have gone to Mexico. Hold on, let me mute out. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they went to Mexico, but why bring your dad? And the thing that I find extremely interesting is, what about your other boys? Like, do you not care about your boys? You have 2 other children, and you're only concentrating on her. He was living on his parents' compound. They are all swallowed up in paranoid delusions. Oh, for real? Even with the passport, you still need permission. He has the money to be. I heard he was broke, though. I heard all that money is gone. But, you know, what about his other kids? Is he not looking out for his other kids? Is he not it's just crazy to me. He gave them back after accusing them of SA. He gave who back? What back? Ridley, he gave what back? He has 3 other kids. He gave 2 back to mom after accusing them of SA, and now has nothing to do with the third since he left his third wife and slapped his 3-year-old. Oh, see, I didn't know that. He has 3 other kids. He gave 2 back to mom, which were the boys, after accusing them of sexual abuse, and now has nothing to do with the third since he left. His third wife is Courtney, right? Sorry, second one. All right, but that's Courtney, right? He doesn't have custody of the boys, and there's a restraining order for the boys towards the dad. Because he hit the boy? So rumors already started. Authorities are aware they are not going to discuss with the general public. YouTube creators do not have a source confirming anything, and I am not answering their questions. KL was not granted custody or having visitation with SL. Oh, SL Sophie. On Wednesday, this was from July 10th, there will be no GoFundMe. What I learned, I will share here. Family court is broken, without a doubt. See, some people think that he's just protecting his daughter. Could it be narcissism? It's possible. He got $212,000 to be exact, Sarah. How do you lose custody of the boys? I don't know, Erica. I didn't follow it after a while because I just was just like, this guy is guilty of something. Like, I just don't like this. And I stayed away from the case. So Ridley might know that. Slapped him and left a handprint. Also threatened. Yeah, I know he threatened Courtney. She has since testified against him in court. He said to have spent the $200,000, but he very well could have hit it. It was more than that. He has GoFundMe, PayPal, etc. It's more like $500,000. Okay. All right. I'm just looking through Facebook, see if there's anything. After accusing him of inappropriate behavior with the youngest brother, it was never about. Oh, I agree. It was never about the kids. Totally agree with that. All right. You need to stop with the gossip and rumors. Enough is enough. You should never share information that hasn't been verified. If this were true, there would be a police report. And there's no proof. If you were really that concerned, you would have made that phone call to the authorities yourself. This family doesn't need any added drama. Was it all a money-making scam? I think, I don't know. I don't know if it was an actual moneymaker scam or what it was. But I always felt like maybe he was trying to hide something. I just didn't like him from the jump. It was extreme parental alienation. But it's so common, though. Okay, so there's some text messages that I'm not sure who's who. Oh, this is between 10 to Life and Courtney, the wife. She says, hi, sorry to bother you, but I heard there is proof that Michael did in fact coach Sophie. Is that true? Courtney says, thank you for sending me that. I thought I already sent a thank you, but realized I must have gotten distracted. It's been really stressful over here. The text messages showed she was often up all night and they had conversations in the middle of the night while everyone else was sleeping. I didn't feel qualified to analyze them, so I turned them over to the council initially, but eventually the ad lied them too. I found them on December 27th. You're well. And then Elise says, you're welcome. Oh, wow. So they were texting each other in the middle of the night, even though they were in the same house. Do you mind sharing what the context was? Trying to determine if everything that is being said right now is true or if it's just trolls gossiping. Courtney says all sorts of things, never him telling her directly what to say, but texting it all hours. The latest conversation was past 4 a.m. He encouraged phone calls between them at 1 and 2 in the morning. I would think she was sleeping when he would be on the phone by the fire or wherever she would be in a room. I found that they even left the property one night and didn't come back until 2 a.m. I have no idea where they were, things like that. Elise says, oh, wow, that's super weird. She says, so a lot of this took place while I was sleeping, but now I know why she was so tired all the time. Did any of the texts say anything about how to act or what to tell you? She said they talked about hiding things from me, like her social media I had no idea about. They talked about medical related things I can't get into. So she's really not answering Elise at all. Elise says, I understand. I don't want to push you to talk if you can't. I don't want to jeopardize anything with the case. Do you believe he coached her or do you think no? I honestly have no idea what he is capable of anymore. I just testified to everything I've seen and that I couldn't imagine she would ever lie like that or be that afraid for no reason. But I also have no idea what they talked about so many nights or what he's capable of. She says, I completely understand and agree with you. It's scary when you don't know what he's capable of. I have to ask, are you talking to Kaylee? She keeps putting out info and saying she's talked to you and that you testified that Michael 100% coached Sophie and that you're scared for her safety and that Michael was ordered to bring Sophie to court and he refused and that Sophie is now somewhere safe. It can't say where. Also, are you under a gag order? Because I 100% don't want to repeat anything you tell me. If so, I don't want you getting in trouble for anything. I did file a protective order. I testified and left when Danielle took the stand, and I don't know what happened after that. Did you testify that you believe he coached her? No, I testified to me no longer being able to say he did or didn't. He couldn't have, because now I know he had a lot of unmonitored time and conversations with her at night he never told me about. So she said, I let the experts take it from there when I turned it over. Are you the one speaking to Kaylee and giving her info, or is that someone else? I want to make sure I don't try to shut her up if she's telling accurate info. Courtney said she's speaking to someone else involved in the case. She has asked me about what's going on with the protective order, and I explained to her a few things. There are serious things he has done and real concerns I have. Thank you for being upfront with me, and absolutely, there are valid concerns. She said, of course, I don't want to say anything that will jeopardize the case or the kids. I just want to clear that up. Do you know if Sophie is still with Michael? I don't know. I got out of there. I was pretty sure Danielle would be the last to testify and was worried to leave. Hopefully she's okay wherever that is. Have you had a chance to talk directly with Kelly, or is it too delicate? I hope so too. I haven't spoken to her directly out of court. What a mess. Where do you go from here? Court for my protective order. I hope so too. He's beyond angry at me. He didn't know I had those texts. I was already worried, and now I'm just scared all the time. I know it's just a piece of paper, but I'll take all the protective room I can. Get with him running around with Alyssa, who is encouraging his actions from what I hear. And that was it. I think it's been Dad the whole time too, Yarn. I said that originally. The dad does see, think about it. This was per his soon-to-be ex-wife. She's definitely missing with the dad. The dad, the girlfriend, the grandfather. I don't think that's accurate. She's brainwashed and believes her father. I believe she believes her dad too. Sophie has testified to being coached. I don't think so, Justice. Sophie hasn't even taken a stand yet. So that's not true. Sophie has never taken a stand yet. She's too young. I always thought the mom was okay. To me, this little girl's story was too far-fetched. Mom has all these guys and sits there and watches her, and I just didn't buy it. Did not buy it for 1 second. Yeah, I don't believe that's true either. Sophie spoke to a forensic psychologist. None of that would be released. None of that. Especially a child, that would never be released. It's hard enough to get a true psych exam from family. They would not do it from children. That person would lose their license immediately. Callie, they said it was over 500,000. Not even just that. It was over 500,000. I don't know. Like, why are you talking to your little girl in the middle of the night? All these hours in the night. That's just fucking weird. It was in the paperwork and spoke via the ex and friend. Still not saying it's reliable. Because she just denied that. Courtney denied that. When 10 to Life asked her, she completely denied it. She said she never testified to that, so it's bullshit. I don't know. This is what I think. I think he kept this little girl up till all hours of the night, to the point that she didn't even know what she was doing. When she went back to, like, that video when she was going to go back to mom, she was probably so tired that she's gonna act like a lunatic. I mean, we all know what kids are like when they're so tired and they're cranky. And, maybe dad promised her $1 million. Maybe dad promised her stuff if she didn't want to go back to the dad. Sleep deprivation. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. Used by cults as a brainwashing method. Exactly right. But we all know what kids are like. That's what that whole, thing is. And, her stories just kept changing. And they kept getting worse and worse and worse. Stated XYZ in the post. I'm not buying that. Katie, I'm just not buying it. I have to get paid for a job. It's crazy. But when all this went down, I certainly couldn't say anything that, what I was really thinking. Some of the Patreons knew, but I really couldn't say what I was totally thinking because it just didn't make sense. And the stories, that it was basically saying how mom was in a cult and mom, was having a Puerto Rican guys, watch her while she stood there and watched. It was so far-fetched. But the boy is nothing. I did read Courtney's statements. Kelly does not have a gag order. Oh, Kelly might have a gag order. I'm sorry. Kelly might. Which Facebook page? Which Facebook page? Everything in one video was said by dad only. Sophie never said it. See, I didn't think so either, Ridley. Hang on 1 second. Nope, I don't need a warranty on my car. Thank you very much. He will be wanted for kidnapping after today. Him and Lisa, the woman he ran with, they will all be arrested. I don't know. Unless there's a court order stating that they're going after him for kidnapping, it's not kidnapping. It's a civil issue. Okay. Tim Foxworth says, I've been informed Michael, John, and Sophie have been missing since Wednesday. Callie, me too. It has been said, not sure if true, that Sophie never said a single thing to professionals about SA. When interviewed by pros, they did basically wiretap her during one interview, the dad. She made a 1 through 10 number. Yeah, I know. I read that already. Kate, I read that earlier. So the cops looking for this dude. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure they are. But it has to be court ordered by the police. I mean, it has to be court ordered by the cops. By the courts. This is from December. All right, I'm pending in a group. They can't send LE because it's civil. Only the courts can do that. The courts can do it. The courts can say you need to go after her because there is a court order in place now. Once you violate that court order, it's up to the courts to go after you. Father finally was getting a visit. When he showed up, the mother's father shot and killed the dad. No shit. He could literally be anywhere. I agree. Classification court. I don't trust the guy with Sophie. If he was meant to hand Sophie back, then it would be it would be kidnapping, but it has to go through the courts. The mom can't call up and say, my ex-husband kidnapped my child. They would laugh at her. They'd say file a motion with the courts. But if the courts tell the cops you need to find this is kidnapping, then the cops are involved. But I'm sure he's out of Texas. It just bugs me so much that they sit there and they're like, oh, he's so dangerous. So you didn't think it was dangerous 6 months ago. You didn't think it was dangerous a year ago. He wasn't dangerous when you were fawning all over him. He wasn't dangerous when you had a child with him. Then he wasn't dangerous. Come on now. That's why I don't buy that whole bullshit. But Erica, what I can't get through my head is what about his other kids? Does he not care about his other kids? It's so weird. The law needs to be changed federally. If a court order is placed for custody and parent refused custody handover, Ellie should be able to step in. Oh, we definitely need new laws. Michael wrote to Alex Jones saying he would run to another country that doesn't. Yeah, good luck with that one. Very few countries in the world don't have extradition. And you probably wouldn't want to live on the ones that do. I looked into it. There's like maybe 3 places in the entire world that don't have extradition, and good luck getting there. 2 of them are like in the middle of an island. They all have extradition. Yeah, let's look it up. I know in 2011, there were only like 3 places. New Zealand, I think, was one of them. Afghanistan, Algeria, Andorra, Angola, Armenia, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Belarus, Bhutan, Bosnia, Brunei, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cambodia, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, China does. Comoros, Republic of the Congo, Cuba. See, some of these are old because Cuba now does have extradition. I agree, Ridley. Somalia, Saudi Arabia. This has to be old. Okay. Bolivia, Ecuador, Iceland, Nicaragua, Switzerland, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe have been known to refuse U.S. extradition requests. Bye, Yarn. Yeah, anyone that writes to Alex Jones, well, that says a lot. All right, here we go. Countries without extradition 2021. There's actually a lot more than I thought. There's 71 of them, but they wouldn't last in any of them. Vatican City, Marshall Islands, Micronesia, Mongolia, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Serbia, United Arab, Syria, Cambodia, Morocco, Afghanistan, China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Russia, Ethiopia, Vietnam, Uganda, Sudan, Algeria, Ukraine, Afghanistan, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Nepal, Madagascar. I mean, how's he going to live there? Come on now. Soul Save Sophie was strange, and now this. I always thought he was too close to Sophie and not as... Exactly, Tracy. The Russians are probably helping him. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I thought Russians had a treaty. I mean, he's not going to live in Syria. No, they're not helping Erica. But that's what I'm saying. Why would he take his dad? And why would the girlfriend want to be involved in this? That's true, Reagan. But, like, he can't think this is going to turn out well. You think so, Ridley? I don't know. Not with his dad involved and his girlfriend involved. That's where this gets weird. Like, a little blonde hair girl is not going to go far in Madagascar. Or, you know, Somalia. Maybe Ukraine. Yeah, but what about his mom? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Tupac's aunt absconded to Cuba. She's still there. Is his dad from a different country? I don't know. You know, I never thought of that either, Tracy. Hey, Ridley, do you know that? Is his dad different from a different part of the world? Because that's a good point. If his dad's from a different part of the world, that might explain it. His parents also believe everything Michael's saying. If he's with QAnon, God knows what he's getting help. I don't know. Mom is coming later after it dies down. Okay, they're all U.S. born citizens and raised. He might just go to Mexico. Nobody knows. But like, I just don't get, how do you do that with other children? Like, you have other kids. You've come this far. No extradition with Russia, no. Yeah, but she's got to go to school to get American cash income. Yeah, but they got to be tracking her. They have to be tracking her, especially with dad. Like, he can't have thought this through too well. There's just no way he thought this through. He had nothing to do with any of his kids for years. He just started seeing them again a couple of years ago. He left them all before. Aha. Now that explains it. See, I didn't follow it that well. I didn't follow the case that much. Kids don't have to go to school. No, but I mean, if he took all his kids, I'd have more respect for him. But he just took her, which is weird and creepy. And why is he so obsessed with one kid? Why is he not obsessed with his other kids? You know, like me, I'm obsessed with all my kids equally. I wouldn't leave one for the other. Not one of them is more important than the other. You know what I mean? Who has no morals, doesn't care about any of his children. He used that baby girl for a cash grab. I agree. Of his other kids by his own choice. And really, I think that's when I walked away from the case. When it was like it was okay for the boys to be there while mom's, you know, having these sexual escapades, sitting there allegedly watching while men, you know, multiple men have sex with his daughter. Like, it was so ridiculous. Oh, but you're going to allow the guys there. Okay, you're going to allow your boys there because they're perfectly safe. Get the fuck out of here. But again, I didn't want to go public with it because I didn't want, you know, someone to be like how horrible you are. And it was one of those things. If I was wrong, it was going to be really, really wrong. And I just didn't want to do it. Oh, yeah, he had other boys. Who just, you can go back. Exactly. He just didn't care about anybody except her, which makes me believe maybe he's in love with her. Just weird. Yeah, they won't. I think it's pretty well known, but they won't do an Amber Alert. Let's see if there's an update. YouTube, Facebook. Nothing. That's true, Katie. I'll agree with that. All right, August 31st, her GoFundMe went viral. Oh, there is an Amber Alert now? Says Amber Alert, beloved Sophie Long has been reported missing. We pray for a safe return to the family and to all of us. We encourage you to please join the search and be on the lookout for Sophie Long, whose whereabouts is still unknown. You can also help use your social media networks to share this publication so as to expand the search and reach out to more people. If you have any information, please kindly reach out to family members or call the police. Our heartfelt prayers are with the family, friends, and loved ones. We are sending them our sincere love, light, and strength, and encourage you to leave a heartfelt message in the comments. I don't know. Here's the link. I don't think it's a real Amber Alert, though. This is where I got it from, right here. See, it's so sad because some of the titles, I stand with Sophie after she escapes abusive household. Like, it was such bullshit. All right. Sophie has been, all right, here we go. Based on the, all right, while the Sophie Long case seemed to have met its happy ending, revelations that surfaced recently have raised multiple concerns. A few days ago, Courtney Chalmers, Michael's wife, from whom he seemingly separated, posted an update via which she relayed information relating Sophie Long's disappearance. Based on the information posted by Courtney, Michael was ordered by the court to hand over the custody of Sophie to another undisclosed family member on July 7th for undisclosed reasons. Soon after the order was issued, Michael and Sophie were nowhere to be found. Michael is believed to be on the run, having taken Sophie along with him as well. Sophie has been missing ever since, and no one having any knowledge of either her or Michael's whereabouts. Jeannie Long, Courtney's mother-in-law, was under questioning by law enforcement officials as well. However, she claimed to have zero knowledge regarding the whereabouts of Michael and Sophie. Courtney claims this to be a matter of concern, and Michael displayed unfavorable results in a psychological evaluation, potentially putting Sophie at risk. Through the same post, which is aforementioned, Courtney urged people to maintain discretion if they possess any relevant information on the case, and to relay such information solely to the concerned law enforcement officials. She also requested people to not contaminate the reality of this case with any baseless speculations, lest the case gets complicated further. That's it. That's all there is. Link doesn't work. These are just like, looks like people's personal blogs. It's just crazy to me that that on September 5th, the Frisco, Texas court passed a verdict permitting her to stay with Michael until November. But within 4 days post the verdict, he was granted full custody of her and her two brothers. Facts on whether or not the settlement was permanent or temporary, however, they're still hazy. Hey, Pool Life. Actually, Pool Life, I'm almost done. I'm shutting down in a minute. See, and then you have the flip side of it. What if, just what if, this is all bullshit? And they know exactly where she is. Like, you never know. And I think that's what 10 to Life is saying, that, you know, you just don't know. Like, there's been so many lies being told, you just don't know anymore. Michael's last post on Twitter was September 19th of 2020. That was his very last post on Twitter. So we bought her a cat, a special cat that she wanted. Yeah, he didn't post much. Father to 4 beautiful souls, son of 2 amazing teachers, Reiki master, stand with Sophie. Interesting who he follows on Twitter. Follows Courtney Feldman, Sloan, Kaylee Hammock, Tiffany Rawls, director, producer. He follows like 19 famous people or huge people. Taylor Swift, Corey Feldman. And then it's all same old, same. I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. What happened to the cat? Yeah, his parents deleted their Facebook accounts. But I'm looking at Twitter. I'm on Twitter. See if there's anything on here. There's really not. Corey Feldman, Courtney Feldman, exactly. So weird. They are going in hiding. I don't know. That's all I got for you guys. Yeah, they said there's like $500,000. I mean, I'm sure you had to pay attorneys. Maybe this is just an attention ploy. Maybe it's all about him needing attention or him wanting attention. That's possible too. Hey, Lori. He had a fever yesterday. He had almost 102, but it hasn't been back. And then he looked it up and he found out that Percocet can cause a fever. So he thinks that's what it was. I did call him from the beginning. It just was too weird. When she changed her story, that's when it got really weird. When she made it out, like all these people were watching, mom sat there like in a chair while she was being molested. Come on. Which movie did you pull that from? Thank you, Band-Aid. Mother and her family would not go along with the Lila. I agree. He's threatened to do this for months. Over $250,000 is accounted for. He does this every time court doesn't go his way. I mean, I don't know what else he expects, though. Here, like, back in September, Sophie's birthday party was a blast. Karaoke, unicorn rides, face painting, and great company. The stories were absurd. I agree. I thought they were, too. I'm like, these stories are over the top. But again, I didn't want to go live about it and be wrong. And then, I would lose everything. Everything I worked for would be, nobody would even talk to me again. See, that was the other thing people say. What do you think of ML? Who's ML? Michael Long? I never liked him. I always thought he was shady, and I always thought something was wrong. I think I have one video where I talked about it. I said, I just don't want to be wrong. Every time court doesn't go in his favor, crazy story. Exactly. It's exactly right. Or like guys were watching her while she was talking to her dad. Like just, I get that to a certain extent. but not to the point that it was at. I mean, like most of you guys know, I went through a tumultuous custody fight for years, like way worse than most. And I know that they were watching my son, so I get that part. But the stories just kept getting more intense, more intense. It was just so fake. Have you seen a lawsuit? He's suing the court. Well, he's not suing anyone anymore. I guarantee that. A lot of people do that, though. I see that from a lot of people. Thanks, Anita. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Let me see if there's anything else. The Michael Brown movement? Oh. Do not call police unless you see Michael and Sophie. Do not approach. As always, my channel and myself stand with Sophie. I'll be doing a mini video on my channel. Katie Joy. Isn't that Without a Crystal Ball? Oh, Nan, it was until they found out that he was a scam artist. Once it came out that he was a scam, this was all over the news. This started a whole movement back last year. Don't worry, Pool Life. George wants to stay with you. So not call police. Same thing. Isn't Katie Joy? That's what I thought. Why would they be releasing info through her? I can't think of a worse person to release info through. Three hours ago. Never heard of Michael on. Oh, really, Nan? The Stand with Sophie case from September. A tumultuous custody fight with a twists and turns. Stop using Sophie Long in your twisted game. She's missing right now. Her dad fled with her because he failed to psych eval. Dangerous, unstable, and her safety is at risk. Continuing to support Michael's lies and coaching of her is supporting his continued abuse of her. So someone, Jules, said, I've never doxed, threatened, or harassed anyone in real life. I'm merely pointing out that KJ has done the same stuff. I think her behavior is worse than what is happening to her. She's an adult. KJ treated SL, who is a minor, much worse. July 11th, Without a Crystal Ball makes huge false claims about Sophie Long. And it was Critical K. Katie shut her channel down, so they went to Katie. Oh, Kaylee. I don't know who Kaylee is. The only one I knew was covering it was the Galera and 10 to Life. Yeah, 10 to Life built, her channel went from A to Z from it. Is on the same side as me. Who is? I know 10 to Life is, but I didn't know there was anybody else covering it. Show the family response info out there. She has a large platform. The family isn't going to research YouTube drama and pick the perfect one. It is what it is. Yeah, but she's bad, bad. Kaylee asked them to release info because Kaylee is a tiny channel. Has been telling the truth since it started. So my 10 to Life wasn't even allowed to. Yeah, 10 to Life got wrapped up on the wrong side, but at the same time, she got like 80,000 subs from it. I mean, her channel, she went from 35,000 subs to over like 100,000, all from that case. It's being done to her is bad, bad. You have more in common than you realize. Stacey, but I heard she's a big liar. Wonder why you're overlooking the fact you had a viewer go get Sophie Long on minor court reports. If you want to do your drama, do it. You've proved that's all you're about. Stop with the hypocrisy. Why do you hate so much and people pull a you on you? I don't get it. I know some Alexander Supertramp was going after Katie hard. Thank you, AM. Yeah, I didn't think I'm like her either. Can they close channel and concentrate on IVF? Thank you, AM. Take that, Stacey Marie. She's just a reality TV gossip. I've never seen her. Oh, I've seen her outright lie. She outright lied during that lawsuit.
Yeah, don't report anyone. We just need to like. All right. There's a lot of reaction channels. So finally, I just want to do an update here just to share something that's not the best news, but a story I published last year about Sophie Long. She is missing right now. She was the girl that was part of that viral GoFundMe, and her dad took off with her on Wednesday. There was apparently a court hearing that did not go in his favor. He still has had custody of her, but his story is it's falling apart. And there's been a lot of evidence to suggest that he coached her, and it's parental alienation. And apparently when the court hearing did not go in his favor, he took off with Sophie and his dad, and they are now missing. There is not an official missing report with police because it's a custodial issue right now. But I did have the opportunity. She's not kidnapped at this point. So.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. That she is kidnapped. I don't know when this video was. Somebody posted on Twitter. Let me see.
It's that we're in a.
From yesterday. Yeah, she's wrong. She is kidnapped. So that's a blatant lie. That's what they were talking about. I was able to donate 4 bags of clothes and refill my growing daughter's closet with more while I listen. I cannot believe she's missing. I'm not surprised at all. Absolutely not shocked at all. I'm not playing a stream. I'm playing Roadhog. See, I'm playing Roadhog stream, not hers. Roadhog can strike me. She can't.
There hasn't been an Amber Alert yet. She isn't reported yet as a missing person, but she's missing. If he doesn't show up at some point, I'm sure it'll go to missing, but he took off and they don't know where she is. and they're worried because the case is not going in his favor. He's likely to lose custody because of what's happened, and he's not willing to give up on her. Like, he's not willing to give her over. Like, he doesn't want to give her over, even though what he claims happened.
He's wrong, though, because she's wrong, because before this, Texas is very, very into 50-50. They mostly do 50-50 cases. So that's bullshit. He wouldn't have lost custody based on nothing. It's been confirmed that KJ is getting her info from Lisa, who's a close family friend of the mom. She's relaying info she's getting from a good source. Legally, she's not kidnapped yet. It's still a civil matter, so KJ isn't lying. No, well, technically no, but he's been missing. She's been missing since the 7th. Don't mistake a kid. Don't mistake the dad took her. Illegal kidnapping as far as the actual kidnapping. Like, she was kidnapped by her dad. I mean, that's just the way it is. There won't be an Amber Alert, I don't think, unless they have a car. There's certain criteria for Amber Alerts that she doesn't cover. Do they realize we are just subs and not creators? Who? I don't trust KJ ever. Yeah. I mean, I get what she's saying, but I don't totally agree with it. I don't totally disagree, but I don't totally agree. Can you show me the adults? Can you show me the adults with her pictures, please? What do you mean? The ones that are missing? Stacey Marie, I don't know why certain people get Amber Alerts. Why did Xavier not get an Amber Alert? Seems Summer is the only active Amber Alert. I don't get it either. She's missing her. Dad took her. She's in danger. It just pisses me off that all of a sudden Dad's in danger. Well, why wasn't Dad in danger previously? Why wasn't Dad in danger? Why wasn't Dad in danger in November, September? You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw this recently. Hold on. All right. Why is it not coming up? What do you mean wasn't a danger a month ago? No. I'm saying that when the courts, what I said earlier, when the courts gave him custody without doing a psych eval, when the courts automatically believed that she was being molested, like, how come he wasn't a danger then? Why is he only a danger now? That was what I was saying. I don't know why Summer's case is so huge. I don't know. It didn't hit me like it does these other people. Like, I don't find much to it. Okay, girls missing. Lots of girls are missing. No. I'm saying, Herbal Mommy, that they should have done a psych eval originally, and they never did. That was my point. Okay, here it is. All right. I'm showing you now. Hold on. All right. There's Michael. That's the father. That's the girlfriend. There's Sophie. And I'm assuming that's another picture of Michael. And this girl he met from this whole campaign. But that's his dad. That's the girlfriend. Why these people left with them, I don't have a clue. Hey, Johnny. And that's what I think he will go to jail for, the contempt of court. Hey, CEO of YouTube. Oh, I got locked up for it twice, Ridley. I got locked up 2 times for contempt of court. Damn right, Skippy. People say you don't get locked up, but I did twice. What did they use to get away? That I don't know. There's no Amber Alert as of yet. Honestly, there's probably no Amber Alert because of the custody fight. It's not common. It's absolutely not common, especially to a custodial parent, but it does happen. So, but on that note, I am going to shut down. I got to go check on my baby, and I'm starving, and I'm tired, and I got to finish cleaning the bathroom. So, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I wanted to talk about this last night. I just didn't have the time because he was really sick yesterday, so I just didn't have time to go live, but I figured I'd do it today while he's sleeping, and that's it. So, I'll see you guys later. I'll keep you guys updated on it. I don't know what's going to happen or anywhere, but hopefully she's found soon and this is not dragged out, for however knows how long. Thank you, Ridley. I'm telling you, Ridley, it sounds like I would love to panel up with you. You seem to know a lot about custody fights too. Like, if I had to solely focus on custody fights, it would be I would love to do it. Kids that are killed, situations, I would. There's just, I don't know, I guess there are enough cases to do it. Maybe that's my focus. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.